He dumped me and took my anniversary trip to Mexico. I waited until he was over the ocean to strike. I was standing in the middle of my kitchen, staring at a neon yellow square of paper stuck to the side of my espresso machine, while the notification for a first-class flight to Cabo San Lucas vibrated violently against my palm. The ink was barely dry on his pathetic excuse for a breakup, but the sheer, unfathomable audacity of what he was attempting to pull off with my hard-earned airline miles made the blood completely roar in my ears. Let me paint a very specific picture of my life for you. I am a luxury travel coordinator. I do not just book flights. I orchestrate seamless, high-end realities for executives who have never had to look at a boarding group number in their entire lives. My world revolves around routing codes, carrier alliances, and fiercely guarded loyalty tiers. Because I live on airplanes for 80% of the year, I possess what the airline industry refers to as titanium status. It is the highest possible tier you can achieve without owning the actual aircraft. It grants me access to VIP lounges, automatic first-class upgrades, waived security deposits at partner resorts, and, most importantly, the coveted companion pass. This pass allows me to fly anyone in the world right next to me in first class for absolutely $0, so long as I am the primary passenger on the manifest. For an entire year, I had been meticulously stacking points, cashing in corporate favors, and hoarding prepaid vouchers to build the ultimate anniversary getaway for my boyfriend, Mark. The itinerary was a masterpiece. I secured a $5,000, 5-night stay in an oceanfront suite at a brutally exclusive resort in Cabo, complete with a private infinity plunge pool and a dedicated butler. I even used my saved corporate American Express to prepay for a $1,500 romantic sunset yacht charter. The entire trip was valued at roughly $7,000, but out of pocket, it cost me almost nothing but my sanity and my accumulated miles. Then, 2 weeks before the departure date, Mark vanished. He didn't have the spine to sit me down on our velvet couch. He didn't even have the decency to call me. I came home from a brutal 4-day stint orchestrating a corporate retreat in Aspen, dragging my Rimowa suitcase through the front door, only to find half his closet empty and a post-it note slapped onto the coffee maker. Clara, I need space to breathe. I'm going completely off the grid to find my authentic self in solitude. Don't wait up. That was it. 3 years of living together, completely erased by 2 sentences of cheap, pseudo-spiritual therapy speak. I spent the next 14 days in an absolute fog of misery. I didn't cancel the Cabo trip right away because looking at the itinerary in my travel portal felt like staring directly into the sun. I simply couldn't stomach the administrative task of dismantling the vacation I had built for us. I let it sit there, a digital ghost of a relationship that was already dead. That is, until this morning. I was standing in the kitchen, nursing a scalding cup of black coffee, when my phone screen illuminated on the marble counter. It was a push notification from the Aero Global Alliance app. Flight AG 482 to Los Cabos. Check-in complete. View boarding passes. My brow furrowed in deep confusion. I hadn't checked in. I wasn't even packed. I set my mug down with a heavy clink and picked up the phone, bypassing the facial recognition to open the portal. My eyes scanned the green confirmation banner, and I felt the heat rising in my neck and my vision went blurry with rage. Passenger 1, Mark Davis. Passenger 2, Tiffany Lawson. Tiffany, the work bestie. The aggressively perky junior account executive who always lingered a little too close to Mark at company happy hours, constantly laughing at jokes that weren't funny while her heavy application of Santal 33 perfume choked the air around them. At this exact moment, staring at the digital footprint of his betrayal, he probably thought he had pulled off the perfect heist. He assumed he was flying off into the sunset on my dime, completely untouchable, but he fundamentally misunderstood the absolute, ironclad control I had over those reservations. Over the next few hours, I wouldn't just cancel a hotel room. I would wait until he was trapped in a metal tube at 30,000 feet over the Gulf of Mexico to systematically detonate his entire life. By the time his flight touched down, he wouldn't just be facing armed airport security tearing his luggage apart. He'd be completely stranded in a foreign country, stripped of every cent to his name, and brutally abandoned by the very woman he brought to replace me. To watch full story, kindly follow on-screen instructions.